Nice to see you. I'm Qadar Choktai and you're watching my YouTube channel School of Advanced Chemistry. Today I'm going to discuss Cambridge IGCSE Chemistry Paper 2 Multiple Choice Question Extended May-June 2018 2-1 variant. Let's get started. Let's talk about how to solve this paper in just 40 minutes or less than 40 minutes. Question number 1. A student investigated the diffusion of ammonia gas NH3 and hydrogen chloride gas HCl. NH3 versus HCl. Two setup apparatus were set up as shown at room temperature and pressure. Here is the source of ammonia gas. Here is the damn red litmus paper. Here is the source of hydrogen chloride gas. And here is the damn blue litmus paper. The damn red litmus paper in apparatus 1, in this one, changed color after 30 seconds. How long does it take for the damn blue litmus paper to change the color in apparatus 2? Basically, the basic thing is, the basic factor that is going to govern the rate of diffusion, the rate of movement of the gas is its MR. What is the MR of ammonia? NH3, that is equal to 17. What is the MR of HCl? That is equal to 36.5, right? So, this mass is almost half as compared to 36.5. So, the speed of ammonia, if this diffusion is going to happen in 30 seconds, it will take almost more than double time in case of HCl. The mass of HCl is higher, double than that of the NH3, so it will take almost double seconds, 60 plus seconds, and option is over here, 64 seconds. A is the correct option. Not 30 seconds, not 21 seconds. Blue litmus paper would not change the color. No, it will change the color because it's an acidic gas and it is damp. Damp mean moist, that is having water quantity, some quantity of the water, that is having moisture. So yes, A is the correct option. Question number 2, chromatography. Chromatography is a technique used to separate color dyes, which dye has RF value of 0.7. So A, B, C, D, it cannot be solved by this first of all, you will have to measure the distance of all spots, then spot to spot distance divided by this is the whole solvent distance. I think either B or D may be the correct option, B or D. So basically, you can see that, or you can estimate, you can assess that this point is almost showing the 90% traveling. If the total journey of the solvent is equal to 100, then it is showing 90 over 100, it will maybe the 0.9. Similarly, after that, this point is showing 70% journey and its RF value will be equal to 0.7, the most likely to be D. D is the correct option. Jumping toward question number 3. Which piece of apparatus is used to measure exactly 26.3 centimeter cube of the liquid? Only one apparatus can measure the liquid in fraction with appreciably, with very much exactly, that is burette. If you want to measure in fractions and precisely, exactly, then burette is the only choice. Lead in the pencil is made up of mixture of graphite and clay. When percentage of the graphite is increased, the pencil slides across the paper more readily. Which statement explain this observation? Graphite has high melting point? No. Graphite is in form of carbon? No. Graphite is a lubricant? Yes. Basically, as it is sliding, so the sliding properties are related or having the use of lubricancy. So, graphite is a lubricant. Question number 5. Chlorine exists as two common isotopes, Cl35 and Cl37. Information about these two isotopes is shown over here. proton numbers, neutron numbers, number of shells. Which statement explain why the two isotopes are of the same element? Because they are having same proton number or atomic number. So basically the answer is B. I mean, the proton numbers are the identity of any element. Question number 6, which substance is not a macromolecule? And that is sulfur. D. Correct. Copper is metallic element. Which statement about the copper are correct? Copper is malleable because the layer of ions are in fixed position and cannot move. No, they can move, and that's why it's a malleable. So overall, this reason is not justified. So this is number 1 option is incorrect option. The structure of the copper consists of negative ion. No negative ion are present in any sort of metallic lattice. Copper conduct electricity because of the electron. They can move throughout the metal. Yes, it is true. Electron hold copper ions together in the lattice by electrostatic force of attraction. Yes, it is true. So 3 and 4, D is the correct option. Question number 8, the equation for the combustion of ethane is over here. 2 mole of ethane is going to react with 7 mole of O2 to give 4 mole of carbon dioxide and 6 mole of H2O. Which volume of carbon dioxide at room temperature and pressure is formed when 0.5 mole of ethanol burns? When 2 mole is going to be burned and carbon dioxide mole is equal to 4. What is the ratio? 1 to 2. So if I am using 0.5 mole, how much mole of CO2 will be formed? 1 mole of CO2 will be there. 1 mole of any gas at room temperature and pressure is having 24. So B is the correct option. Question number 9. A solution of ethanoic acid CH3COOH has a concentration of 2 mole per dm cube. Which statement about this solution is correct? 20 gram of ethanoic acid is dissolved in 10 centimeter cube of water. So it means that you are going to check the concentration. Which one solution is having 2 mole per dm cube concentration, right? So one of the possible option is if I'm using concentration, and what is the mass of MR of ethanoic acid? That is equal to 60, right? 60 gram. So concentration is equal to mass over 60 into 1000 divided by volume. So if the concentration is equal to 2 and volume, okay, according to your opinion, B is the correct option. Okay, and now I am going to put 250 over here, and let me check what is the mass. And then if the mass is equal to 30, then B option is the correct option. So it is equal to 4, if I'm not wrong. What is this? I think 15. And it is 30, yes. Mass equal to, you are right, shabash, absolutely right, good boy. So B is the correct option in this case. So you can use this formula, or you can use, you can change into moles divided by volume into then 1000, and the answer should be equal to 2 mole per dm cube. Aqueous copper 2 sulfate is electrolyzed using copper electrodes. Which statement is correct? A reduction reaction occur at positive electrode. What is the copper sulfate? CuSO4. Basically, it is having copper 2 positive ion, SO4 2 negative ion, H positive ion, and OH negative ion. So copper is the winner and OH negative ion is the winner. A reduction reaction occur at positive electrode. So basically at positive there is always oxidation. At positive electrode during electrolysis there is always oxidation. The blue color of the solution becomes darker. No, copper electrode, it will remain unchanged. Actually, it will remain unchanged. So unchanged, not the dark. Concentration of the copper ion in the solution decreases. No. The mass of negative electrode increases. Yes. So D is the correct option. Question number 11. Dilute sulfuric acid is electrolyzed using inert electrode. So oxygen and hydrogen are supposed to be formed. Hydrogen. On positive electrode, no. On positive electrode, there must be oxygen. And on negative hydrogen, so only C is the correct option. Plant cells use energy from sunlight for photosynthesis. Which row describes and explain the energy change that occur? Type of energy change? Endothermic. Explanation: less energy released bond making than energy absorbed to break the bond. Yes, that is the basic justification, proper reason. Less energy is released, more energy is absorbed, then the overall answer is going to be endothermic. Question number 13. Hydrogen bromide decomposes to form hydrogen and bromine. The equation is over here. The bond energies are shown in the table. Reaction is endothermic. I mean delta H. Answer is equal to positive. And what is the energy change of the reaction? I mean the reaction may be the plus 103 or plus 263 and so on. So 2HBr 2 into 366 minus H2, that is 436 plus Br2, that is 193. So what is the answer? Let me calculate or let me know.
It's a B.
A B. Okay, 103. So let's plus 103. Good. Thank you. Question number 14. Which row describes the effect of increasing both concentration and increasing the temperature on collisions between the reacting particles? This column is showing increasing concentration and this column is showing increasing temperature. Basically, increasing concentration increases the number of collisions per unit time, per second, per minute, per hour, and so on. Increasing the concentration, there is no change in the energy or there is no participation of energy perspective of collisions. Basically, so I mean A in this column, A may be the correct option or C may be the correct option. Come toward the second column. Increasing the temperature, by increasing the temperature, more collision per second, yes, it is true. More collision per second, yes, it is true. More collision per second and more collision with sufficient energy, yes. I mean, by increasing the temperature, there are two different aspects. Number one, there are more number of effective collisions per unit time, and energy, kinetic energy of or the sufficient energy of the particle also increases. I mean, collision, the new collision is with new sufficient energy, new high energy. So the appropriate option in this column is this one, and in first column over here, this one. So overall, C is the correct option. C is the correct option. Now come towards question number 15. The formation of sulfur trioxide is a reversible reaction. The equation is shown over here. 2 mole of SO2, 1 mole of O2 goes to 2 mole of SO3. The forward reaction is exothermic. This forward reaction is exothermic. It means that the reverse reaction is endothermic. Which conditions produce the highest equilibrium yield? Highest, not the optimum. A highest yield, equilibrium yield mean equilibrium should be shifted towards the right hand side. So first of all, in first column he is asking about pressure effect, and in second column about the temperature effect. In case of pressure, 3 moles are over here. I mean, in case of effect of pressure, we are going to calculate the moles on the left hand side versus the right hand side. So equilibrium will be shifted towards that side where there is less number of moles. So on applying more pressure at high pressure, equilibrium is supposed to shift towards the right hand side, and that right hand side is basically the side of the yield. So yield is going to increase if the equilibrium is shifting towards the right hand side. So in this case, there are less number of mole on the right hand side. So increasing the pressure will shift the equilibrium towards the right hand side and so on, and yield will be increased. In case of temperature, this is exothermic side and this is endothermic side. Basically, if we want to shift the equilibrium towards right hand side once again to increase the yield, then low temperature favors exothermic side. This is exothermic side, and low temperature favors exothermic side. So if we want to increase the yield of sulfur trioxide, then temperature must be low and pressure should be high. So low, high, and B is the correct option. Question number 16. Chlorine displaces iodine from the potassium iodide. Cl2 plus 2I negative ion goes to I2 plus 2Cl negative ion. What is the oxidizing agent? Basically, in this equation, this pure halogen, the pure halogen is oxidizing agent. Ion of the halogens are called reducing agent. Ions of the halogen, I mean Cl negative ion, Br negative ion, I negative ion, they are said to be reducing agent. And this is the oxidized form, and this one is reduced form. So the basic thing, one thing is which one is the oxidizing agent. You will have to choose it from left hand side. And pure halogens, all halogens are oxidizing agents. So chlorine, Cl2, B is the correct option. Question number 17, which statement about oxides is correct? A solution of magnesium oxide has the pH less than 7. Magnesium oxide is a metallic oxide and it's a basically basic oxide, and its pH should be more than 7, not less than 7. A solution of sulfur dioxide has the pH greater than 7. This is basically an acidic oxide, non-metallic oxide, that is acidic oxide, and its pH should be less than 7. Magnesium oxide reacts with nitric acid to make a salt. Yes, it is true. It's a base and it is an acid. It's a base and it is an acid. When in an acid and base meet together, react together, definitely they are going to make salt. Sulfur dioxide reacts with a hydrochloric acid to make a salt. No, they both are acids. So they are not supposed to react, and they are not supposed to react to make salt. So C is the correct option. Which solution has the lowest pH? Number 1, lowest pH mean it should be the comparatively it must be an acidic. Number 1, option A, 0.1 mole per dm cube ammonia solution. Ammonia is a base. It's a basic solution, so it's incorrect option. Ethanoic acid may be the correct option. Lithium hydroxide, again it's a base, and base cannot be the correct option as far as the lowest pH is concerned. So the D, that is nitric acid, it can also be the correct one. So maybe B or may be the D. One of the B or D may be the correct options. And which one is the stronger acid? This is the nitric acid. Mineral acid are stronger acid. This is ethanoic acid. This is an organic acid, and these acids are said to be weaker acid. Stronger acid will lower the pH, and so D is the correct option. As you have seen that they both are having the same concentration. Now the stronger acid will decrease the pH up to the maximum level. So D is the correct option. Question number 19. A student mixes silver nitrate and barium chloride to form white precipitate. silver nitrate, barium chloride to make AgCl, that is the white precipitate, and barium nitrate. Which row describe the solubility of the salts? First of all, I'm going to mark the state symbol over here according to their solubility. All nitrate are water soluble, so I'm writing aqueous over here. Barium chloride, all chloride are water soluble except silver and lead as far as IGCSE syllabus is concerned. So I am writing aqueous over here. It is soluble. AgCl is insoluble. Again, it's a barium nitrate. All nitrate are water soluble, so it's soluble. So in whole this system, 3 species are soluble and 1 is insoluble. So there is only one insoluble, that is silver chloride. So I mean C will be the correct option. Only one insoluble. So this is the shortcut to find your answer. That is C1 is soluble, silver nitrate soluble, barium chloride soluble, and barium nitrate soluble. Question number 20. Which methods are suitable for preparing both zinc sulfate and copper 2 sulfate? Number 1. Reacting the metal oxide with warm dilute aqueous sulfuric acid. Yes, metal oxide is a base and it is an acid, so they can meet together. I mean copper oxide, zinc oxide can react with sulfuric acid. Yes, it is true, to make zinc sulfate plus H2O. In case of copper oxide, or I mean copper 2 oxide, yes, it can react with sulfuric acid to make CuSO4 copper sulfate and H2O. Yes, it is true. Reacting metal with a dilute aqueous sulfuric acid. Basically, zinc can react with aqueous sulfuric acid. Zinc is more active than hydrogen, so it can react with sulfuric acid and it can make zinc sulfate plus a hydrogen gas. It can make zinc sulfate. But copper is not capable to react with the dilute sulfuric acid. Copper is less reactive, so option 2 is incorrect option for copper. Reacting the metal carbonate with dilute aqueous sulfuric acid. Yes, carbonate is again a base and all base can meet with any acid to make salt. Yes, it is true. So 1 correct, 3 correct, 1, 3. I mean C is the correct option. 21. Which element is in the same period of the periodic table as silicon? So silicon is lying in the line of silicon. Which one element is lying? I mean, which one is having the same common period number? That is sodium. This question can be solved with the help of simply by seeing the data booklet or data table or product table. I mean. 22. Which statement about the halogen is correct? A sample of bromine react with potassium chloride solution. No. Basically, bromine is lower in the group as that of chlorine. So bromine Br2 aqueous cannot basically react with Cl negative ion aqueous, as it is less reactive or it is lower in the group. Second one, bromine react with potassium iodide solution. Yes, it is true, because iodine is or you can say the bromine is above in the group than iodine. Then yes, Br2 can react with iodide ion, basically iodide ion, to make I2 and 2Br negative ions. So the next one is a sample of chlorine has higher density than sample of bromine. This one is correct, and no, it's incorrect. Basically, the density of the bromine is more than that of chlorine. A sample of chlorine is a darker color than the sample of bromine. No, the color of bromine is darker than chlorine. So it is confirmed that B is the correct option. Question number 23. Which row shows the catalytic activity of the transition element and their compound? Catalytic activity of the transition element, yes, they are good catalyst. Activity of the compound of the transition metal, yes, they are also good catalyst. For example, V2O5, vanadium oxide. Vanadium 5 oxide is the catalyst that is used in contact process. and they are there is iron that is used in Haber process. So transition metal itself and their compounds both are good catalysts. So good A is the correct option. Question number 24. The following statements are made about the metal copper, iron, magnesium and zinc. Their oxides are acidic. No, they are metal, their oxides are basic. They all conduct electricity in solid state. Yes, it is true. They all are good conductor of electricity because of having free electrons. So, second option is the correct option. They all have high melting point. Yes, it is true. They all are having high melting point. The fourth one, they all react with the dilute acid. No, again, copper does not react with the dilute acid. So, 2 and 3, C is the correct option. Question number 25. Silver is a less reactive metal than cadmium. Cadmium is less reactive metal than barium. So barium is the most reactive metal than cadmium, and cadmium is more reactive than silver. This is the possible reactivity series of these three metals. Which statement is correct? Barium does not react when heated with silver oxide. No, it is more reactive. It is more active metal. It can react with the compound of silver. Silver oxide. It can react. Examiner is saying does not react. No, it can. It does. Cadmium displaces barium from the solution of the barium chloride. Cadmium is less reactive than barium, so it cannot displace barium. Again, incorrect. Cadmium displaces silver from the solution of silver nitrate. Yes, it is true. Cadmium is more reactive and it can displace silver ion from the silver nitrate. Yes, it is true. So C is the correct option. However, let me check the D1. Cadmium reacts when heated with barium oxide. Once again, it cannot react because it is less reactive. Cadmium is less reactive. Question number 26. Aluminium metal is extracted from aluminium oxide using electrolysis. Which statement about the extraction process is not correct? There must be 3 correct option and 1 incorrect option. A large amount of electricity is required. Yes, it is true. Molten cryolite is used to dissolve the aluminium oxide. Yes, it is true. Oxygen gas is released which reacts to form carbon dioxide. Yes, it is true. The negative electrode burn away. No, positive electrodes burn away, not the negative. So he is asking about incorrect, not correct. So this is the not correct. D. Question number 27. Which statement explain why the aluminium is used in the manufacturing of aircraft? Number 1, it can heat as well. No, this is not the appropriate property because the conduction of heat is not related with the aircraft materials or the aircraft requirement, you can say. It has low density. Yes, it is correct because the low density metals are required to make the aircraft just to reduce the force of gravity that is acting on the aircraft. So B is the correct option. Dry air is passed over hot copper until all oxygen has reacted. There is dry air, there is the copper, and when it is heated, it is going to react with oxygen to make copper oxide. One of the most possible formula you can say. The volume of gas at the end of reaction is 120. The volume of gas after the complete reaction with oxygen, after the consumption of oxygen, that is 120 centimeter cube. What is the starting volume of the dryer? Good question. Basically, here are 4 options and we can try these options one by one. We know that a pure sample of air is having 21% oxygen. So I'm going to find the percentage of 132 into 21%. Similarly, 152 into 21%. Similarly, 180 into 21% and 570 into 21%. So these answers are basically the oxygen consumed. Then we will minus these answers from these numbers and we will get the final the remaining answer. So first of all, I'm going to check 132 into 21, that is 27.72, that is 31.92 or 32, you can say, that is 37.8, and the last option, that is 119.7. So first of all, 132 minus 27.7, that is 104. So in this case, remaining should be 104. It's incorrect. Come toward this one. 152 minus 32 almost, and that is having 120. Yes, this is the correct option. 120. So B is the correct option. Question number 29. A steel bicycle which had been left outdoor for several months was starting to rust. What would not reduce the rate of corrosion? Number 1, remove the rust and paint the bicycle. Again, once again, 3 options must be the correct and 1 should be the incorrect. Remove the rust and paint, it's correct option. It will reduce the rust, rate of rusting, rate of corrosion. Remove the rust and store the bicycle in dry shed. Once again, this is also a favorable factor to reduce the rate of corrosion. Remove the rust and wipe the bicycle with a clean and damp cloth. Yes, it will not protect, it will not prevent the rusting. And the last one, remove the rust and wipe the bicycle by an oily cloth. Yes, it will also protect. And this option C will not protect the rusting, will not reduce the rate of rusting. So C is the correct option. Question number 30, where statement about the water are correct. Household water contains dissolved salt. Yes, it is correct. Water for the household use is filtered to remove the soluble impurities. No. Basically, insoluble impurities are separated by filtration. So it is incorrect. What is treated with the chlorine to kill bacteria? Yes, it is true. What is used in industry for cooling? Yes, this is also true. So 134 only, 134. C is the correct option. 31. Ammonia is manufactured by the reacting hydrogen and nitrogen in the Haber process. Which row describe the source of hydrogen and nitrogen and the conditions used in the manufacturing of ammonia in the Haber process? Source of hydrogen, that is a natural gas. Source of nitrogen, air. Temperature 450. Pressure 200. So the last line, last row, D is the correct option. Which statement about the carbon cycle are correct? Carbon dioxide is added to the atmosphere by respiration. Yes, it is correct. Carbon dioxide is added to the atmosphere by the combustion of coal. Again, correct. Carbon dioxide is removed from atmosphere by photosynthesis. Yes, it is correct. All correct. A is the correct option. Question number 33. Which statement about the sulfur and its compound is not correct? Sulfur dioxide is used as a food preservative. Is correct. Sulfur dioxide turns acidified aqueous potassium manganate 7 from purple to colorless. Yes, it is correct. Because sulfur dioxide is going to behave as a reducing agent. Yes, it is correct. Sulfur form basic oxide. No, it's not correct. Sulfur is used in the manufacturing of sulfuric acid. Yes, it is correct. He is asking to find incorrect. So C is incorrect. 34. Which process is used to convert limestone, calcium carbonate, into lime? And this is the calcium carbonate and this is the lime. Lime is calcium oxide, and there's the remaining will be the gas, and this is called decomposition. Thermal decomposition. Thermal decomposition. B. Thermal decomposition. 35. Which is not the correct use of fraction named? Name of fraction: fuel oil, used making wax; gas oil, fuel in the diesel engine; kerosene, jet fuel; naphtha, making chemical. This is inappropriate, respectively. It may be the correct one. Kerosene for jet fuel, correct one. You can say naphtha as a feedstock. Yes, it may be the good option. And this is not the correct one. So incorrect, not correct is A. 36. Which reaction is not reaction which Which reaction is not a reaction which alkenes undergo? Alkenes, usually they give addition reaction. Bromination is addition of bromine. Hydration is addition of water. Hydrogenation, addition of hydrogen. Hydrolysis is not addition. So basically that is B. Hydrolysis cannot be done for alkenes. 37. Which substance can be obtained by cracking hydrocarbons? The smallest fragment is hydrogen. Then the next one smallest is C2H4. Thus remember these two major points. Upon cracking of any sort of hydrocarbon, the essential products are hydrogen and ethene. Hydrogen and ethene. Ethene and hydrogen. C is the correct option. C is the correct option. Question number 38. Ethanol is produced by fermentation or from ethene. What is a disadvantage of producing ethanol by fermentation? A option, distillation is needed to purify the ethanol produced. Yes, this is an disadvantage. Fermentation uses glucose from plants. No, that is an advantage. So this is not a disadvantage. Fermentation is catalyzed by enzyme in the yeast. Again, this is not a disadvantage. Basically, enzymes are used as a catalyst. They are going to boost up the chemical reaction and so on. Fermentation occurs at low temperature. So this is an advantage, not disadvantage. So A is the correct option. A is the correct option. Which structure formula represents methyl propanoate? First of all, I'm going to draw methyl propanoate. CH3, let's suppose, then oxygen, then carbon, double bond O, and propanoate. One carbon, two carbon, second carbon, and another third carbon. I mean CH3, so CH2, and CH3. This is called methyl propanoate. This side that is having no oxygen is written with YL, and this side that you can say the left hand side, the side of having two oxygen, both oxygens, is written with OATE. So this is methyl propanoate. Which one is the correct option? Methyl OOC. Methyl OOC, CH2CH3. A is the correct option. Question number 40. Which two describe addition polymerization and condensation polymerization? Addition polymerization, monomers have carbon-carbon double bond, and polymer is the only product. Yes, it is correct. Again, similar phrases over here. You can say yes, it is correct. Monomer react to form the polymer and small molecule. No, there is no any small molecule. There is no any small molecule. So either A or B may be the correct option. In condensation, there is no carbon-carbon double bonds participation. You can say there is monomer react to form the polymer and a small molecule like water, like HCl, and so on. So second row is the correct one. B is the correct option. That's all about this paper. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.